Hey everybody, welcome back to the Current MMA YouTube channel. I'm your host, Gordo Gambles, and welcome back to Best Bets, show where we go over our best bets for this upcoming betting card. And yes, we may have had an off week, but we are still up a ton of units on this channel, and we're looking to keep it rolling at UFC Vegas 51, Luque versus Muhammad. I think this will be a lot of fun. For all my OG followers, I'm in the first location the video was filmed, so shout out to you guys if you've been with me this whole time. But we're back here, and we're ready to break down some fights. First things first, talk about this main event. Vicente Luque, Muhammad, they fought before. Vicente Luque knocked him out, and honestly, that's where I'm going with my first bet of the night. I think Luque is able to do that exact same thing. Bilal Muhammad's the guy who went out there, grappled Wonderboy last time out, looked good doing so, but Vicente Luque is a whole other problem. 5 rounds on the feet with Vicente Luque is something that nobody wants, especially a guy Bilal Muhammad who has been knocked out by him before. Luque is a potent finisher, great submission game as well. I just think that Vicente Luque is a guy who's just too dangerous for a guy like Bilal Muhammad. Huge step up for Muhammad as well in terms of level of competition. Luque has always been at the top, so I'm going to take Vicente Luque here. I'm taking him inside the distance at plus 115. All right, next place could actually be in the co-main event. We're taking the top 2 fights. This time we're taking the debutant Kai Barallo at plus 110. Still about plus 120. We're going to say plus 110 right now because a line is coming out on him. He is an absolute stud. Both guys making their debut, but Kai Barallo is a guy who's shown a lot of, let's say, mental fortitude out there. Really smart guy, really well-rounded game set, right on the ground, super strong guy in general, and just a super smart tactical striking game plan. Facing a guy like Omar Godziev, who's also a very good fighter in his own right, there's a lot more question marks. Sure, Omar Godziev is undefeated, but he has that loss in the amateur record halfway through. Really weird type of record, and he's a guy who actually just hasn't fought the best level of competition and shows a lot of holes. Yes, his ground game's elite. Yes, his takedowns are pretty good, but I think Kai's gonna be too strong for him. Kai's gonna have the clear advantage on the feet. Kai's just gonna be able to keep up with him on the ground with a great submission game of his own right. So it's just something that I see more advantages for Kai. When you're giving me at that plus money price tag, I'm gonna take him here as a dog. I like him a lot on DraftKings as well. If you went to my DraftKings plays, check out my YouTube channel at Plays Fade Sports. You'll be able to see what I'm playing there. But Kai Barallo is a guy I'm really targeting this week because however good Godsey is, I just think Barallo has him matched a lot of places. The only path to victory I'm going to give to Omar Godsiev is to just wrestle him 15 minutes, and I don't know if his cardio is able to do that. Plus, you add in the fact that Kai has to start every round on the feet. It's super hard to take this guy down. I'm taking Kai Barallo, and I'm taking him at the plus money price tag. All right, next up, we are taking the under in the TJ Laramie versus Patsabatini fight. Unfortunately, this line has got steamed down a bit, but I still like it at the value it has. Patsabatini, very, very potent finisher, great submission, great wrestling, great overall fighter with a great game plan. Facing this guy in TJ Laramie, went out there, super hype prospect from up north like I am, but he got starched in the first 10 seconds. He got submitted, put in the guillotine in the first minute, and now he's a big underdog where I do think he has potential in the division. Patsabatini is a killer on the ground. Trains out of Renzo Gracie, Philly, super potent ground game, super potent wrestling. I just think that it's up to Sabatini to get there. TJ Laramie's been finishing the first round 3 times, and the only reason I'm taking the under is just because I want to cover my bases. Laramie does have decent power on the feet as well, so whereas I do think the finish most likely comes from Sabatini, the under covers it from both sides here. Give me the fight doesn't go at minus 105. All right, moving right along, our last full unit is going to be on another dog this time. We're taking a lot of dogs this week. We're taking Andre Lusa, and where he is coming on short notice, I am hyped up for this guy's debut. Facing a guy Aziz, who is a very potent guy, very good kickboxer, but I'm giving Lusa the edge here. The main reason I'm betting this is I see insane value. This fight should be a lot closer than it is lined. Right now, you're going to be able to get Lusa at around plus 180. This guy's a killer, great power, great technical ability on the feet, and he has the wrestling ability that Munir Aziz does not. I just think he's able to go out there and win minutes. Sure, he lost his Dana White Contender Series fight against a guy in Jack Della Maddalena, a guy who's actually looking really good in the UFC so far, so not such a bad loss. I think Lusa's going to pose a lot of problems for Munir Aziz, and when you're giving me at such a plus money number, I got to take the shot on him. Great wrestling, great striking defense, great durability. I give him the edge in a lot of spots here, and I think it's up to him to go out and perform. I think he does very, very well. Give me Lusa at plus 180. All right, there are 4 full unit plays right there, but we're going to finish it off with 2 props. We're going to play half a unit on both these props. First things first, we're taking the Jordan Leavitt sub, the Monkey King, plus 380. I think that whereas Trey Oden is a really good fighter, his biggest deficiency is that submission. He has horrible submission defense, been submitted 3 times. And the one thing that Monkey King does well is he's able to go out there and submit people. Very good ground game. He struggles getting there, but once it is there, great job to get people out of there. Great submission offense. And you're giving me a price tag of plus 380, which is pretty much his only win equity in my opinion. I'm going to take it here, plus 380, half unit shot. I think he goes out there. I think he submits Trey Oden, unfortunately spoiling the debut for Trey. And last but not least, unfortunately not the big plus money money number I want, but I'm still taking it. Miranda, Brenna, Silva inside the distance, plus 175. Give me that all day. Honestly, you can make this a full unit play if you want. I think that MBS is a girl who's got a ton of finishing ability here, facing somebody in on Wu. Not very good, unfortunately. I'm sorry about that. I know she can beat me up, but still, I think MBS could have the huge advantage here on the ground, on the feet. She's very powerful, but if it gets to the ground, it's over. The only reason I'm not going out there putting like 10 units on this is just because she's not trustworthy. She doesn't use her black belt enough. She doesn't go for those takedowns. Luckily, I think that she doesn't have to here. She's better on the feet. She's better on the ground. I think she finishes her anywhere in those first 3 rounds. And that plus 170, I love it. Give me MBS. She's one of my favorite targets this week as well. I just think she's a lot better of a fighter, and she has all these paths to victories. It's just how will she utilize them? But that's gonna do it for us here on the Current MMA YouTube channel. You have 6 betting plays right there. If you want to know more, check me out on Twitter at Gordo Gambles. I appreciate you guys all showing some love on the channel. Make sure to hit the like button below, subscribe, and let's make some money, guys.